Hey guys, today I'm filming the next update on my year-long project pan, and you might be thinking, oh Heather, this is very soon. I saw this video from you a month ago. Well, the reason you did is because when I was watching my videos back, I realized the last 10 minutes of that video were cut off. So a month later, I re-uploaded it. So this really is 2 months of progress, which I'm really excited about because I was able to finish off 6 things. The first one being my Perfume Clean Aqua Neroli. I was down here last time and I've mentioned this 100 times, but I feel like this is a more mature version or a more grown-up version of the Mary-Kate and Ashley Coast to Coast perfume in either NYC or LA. And that means it's very nostalgic for me. I really do like this fragrance. I don't think I would want it necessarily in a bigger size because it's very like spring specific for me. But I do like this. I would buy it again. I just feel like the Clean Reserve fragrances don't last on my skin as long as I would like them to. And the weights on this went from 1.896, 1.833, to 1.498. Next, I finished my KVD Good Apple concealer. This was in light 105, and I tried and actually was not able to get the stopper out, but I did have this sitting upside down in a sample jar, and the formula is so thin that I really do feel like I got as much out of here as possible. I think if I was to get the stopper out at this point, I would have 1 or 2 more uses left. And this is what the applicator looks like, which is really fun. I really did like the formula of this concealer. I do think that this is a little bit more on the satin side, has a nice medium to full coverage. So this would be great for people that have more like combo oily skin, but if you have dry skin, this might be too drying for you, but I really liked this. So the weight on this went from 0.873 to 0.761. Now 0.599. So something that I would consider buying again if I can get it half off. I have seen this and the foundation go on sale at Sephora several times. I know that people have been finding some of the KVD Complexion products at TJ Maxx. So if I saw my shade again at a TJ Maxx, I probably would get it, but I'm not going to go repurchase it right now. Tarte Shade Tape is still my all-time favorite, but I think that is second place. Next, I finally finished my Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I will have the markings on the screen to show my progress. That is that little teardrop shaped brow pencil, and this is something that I believe I started working on last year. So this went from 0.337 to 0.334 to 0.333, all used up 0.332. Definitely a pencil that I really enjoy. I have told you guys this a bunch of times. I use a micro pencil to help shape out my brows, and then I fill it in with this. And this was the shade 2.5. I prefer the shade 1 or 2, and this is something that I will buy again during Ultra 21 Days of Beauty. Next, I did finish my Laura Mercier Caviar Stick and Kiss from a Rose. Last update, I had scraped out the remainder into a sample jar that has been all used up, and I love this formula. I find these to be very nice and pigmented, really creamy, and they do stay in place. I have no creasing on my oily lids, and this really just helps my powder shadow stick to my lid. I cannot do my eyeshadow without a shadow stick, and I think Laura Mercier has just a great shade range. This just was not my favorite color. It was a light icy pink, but it worked perfectly as a base under any eyeshadow. So this went from 0.392 ounces to 0.370, all used up 0.334. So really happy to have gotten that out of my collection. And lastly, I finished 2 lip glosses, surprisingly. So first is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Reef. This is something that I had in my spring project pan, then brought into summer, and I really loved this. I would say that this formula is similar to the Fenty Gloss Balm Creams. The formula of this is a little bit thicker. I feel like this is like a lip cream because you have so much pigment, and there is shine, but it's not as glossy as other lip glosses. If I had a smaller collection, I would repurchase it, but this was a beautiful shade. It's a really nice formula. I definitely recommend that if you are looking to try a new pigmented gloss. And the weights on this went from 1.684 to 1.647, All used up 1.527, and as always I do save my stoppers to weigh with my empty products. And then surprisingly I also finished up the Tower 28 lip jelly in cashew. So I had been pulling for this whenever I was doing a warm makeup look, but I noticed that, you know, I was making so much progress that after I finished this gloss, I just started focusing on this one, and I was able to knock it out, which is great because I have a couple other lippies that I wasn't really sure if I was going to get to. Now I'm feeling more confident about that. So I believe that I was here last update. So very excited that I have used this all up, and the weights went from 1.141 to 1.121, 1.096. All used up 1.030. I love this formula. It's my favorite lip gloss formula. It is nice and smooth. These give a nice light medium opacity, not sticky at all, very glossy, but they are not long wearing. I don't mind reapplying them, and I do already have a backup of this one. And at the end, the scent was starting to turn, so I'm really glad that I finished this. So starting with my perfume, this is what I've got left of my Givenchy Irresistible. It's looking lower than my marking, but I have not used it. This is something that I'm going to put to the side until fall, but I really do want to finish this by the end of the year just to get it out because I'm not loving it like I thought that I would. And then everything else is makeup. So this is something I brought in last update, the Item Beauty One Hit Prime Set and Refresh Face Mist. And I need to mark it, but I held up to the light and I am between the T and the E. So this should be finished in 2 more updates. And I've been weighing this without the cap, and it went from 3.801 ounces to 2.951. I really just like using primer sprays just like for the act of using them. So I'm happy that I've been working on that. Then for a face primer, I've been using the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. I love this just as much as I remember, even more. Like, it's been meshing with my skincare so nicely. So this went from 2.264 ounces to 1.875. You can see my marking here, so I'm hoping this will be finished. 2 more updates. So once I finish this, if I have time, I would like to move on to this Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer, which is their matte primer. It's a 1/2 ounce size. I have not used it at all since I showed it to you last time. Then for foundation, I have these 2 products. I was using these in combination, but the past month I've got a little bit of color, so I'm using the Estee Lauder on its own. So this is the original Double Wear Makeup and 1W1 Bone. I am all the way down here. So this should be finished in probably 2 more updates, maybe by next time. I don't know. We'll see. I've absolutely been loving this, and this went from 3.825 ounces to 3.375. Last update, I showed you guys 2 foundations that I was thinking about working on next, but we'll just see where I'm at with this by next update and see how much time is left in the year, and then I'll make that decision. And the product I've been using as my mixer all year is the Lawless Conceal the Deal Foundation in Pearl, which is definitely feeling lighter, although I'm sad that my progress has slowed down, but I understand. So the progress on this has gone from 2.136 to 1.764, 1.567 today, 1.434. Next we have my corrector combination. Because this is very pigmented and a little dark for me, I should have the shade Pink Pomelo, but this is the Huda Beauty Color Corrector in Peach. This packaging is so messy. I leave it upright and it still leaks all over the place. So the weights on this went from 1.258 to 1.226 to 1.183. And I'm mixing it with the Tower 28 Serum Concealer in CC. And the weights on this went from 1.450 to 1.395 to 1.351 to 1.300. So this is going to be here for a little while longer. I'm not at the point of taking out the stopper. It would be nice if that could be next update, but I'm totally fine if this combo takes me all year. I think this will be done by the end of the year. I think this is still going to be here. Then for concealer, I only have 1 left that I planned on panning. This is the Kulfi Main Match Concealer in Fudge Knock. This is what I've been using since I finished the KVD. So this went from 1.068 ounces to 1.021. I'm hoping that by next update, I'll be at the point of taking out the stopper. I like this concealer, but I don't love it. It's a little bit thicker than my preference, but it blends out just fine. And then afterwards, I do want to work on the Live Tinted Hue Skin Serum Concealer in the shade number 20. I have heard from some people that the bristles are coming out of their applicator, which I really don't want to happen. And I know that it's not gonna matter if I use this now or next year. Like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, but I would just like to use this one. So we'll see where I'm at in the Kulfi by next update. Next, for powders, I have my Kosas Cloud Set in Airy, and you guys look, I finally hit ban. I've been using this all year, which is crazy. Now I do set all over with my Derma Blend powder, and then I was taking this on more of a fluffy brush, but I have finally hit pan, which is really exciting. And I've actually decided that I'm just gonna put this back in my collection and focus on my other powder, and I will bring this back out in winter. It just was moving so freaking slowly for me. So the progress went from 2.787 to 2.665, 2.579, and 2.526. And I will be moving on to the ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder in Fair One. And a big reason for this is because I just brought this into Deck of Panning, and I figure, like, why not? This color is way too light for me right now anyways, and this is going to be a little bit better and I think a little bit less pigmented. So I would love to finish this by the end of the year, but at this point I will be happy with just hitting pan. And then I had the powder that I was using to set the primer in my crease, the Too Faced Born This Way Powder Foundation in Snow. I've also been using this to clean up under my cheeks, which is why I have made this much progress. I just had baby pan last update, so this makes me really happy. This went from 2.569 ounces to 2.500 to 2.433 to 2.353. So I think next update, I'm hoping I'll be at the point where I need to repress it. And I do feel now more confident that I can finish this by the end of the year. Something that is definitely not going to be finished, which is okay, is my Jaclyn Luminous Powder in Brighten Up. I've been very inconsistent with using this because it is an extra step, but I really am going to feel so accomplished once I eventually use this up. And this started at 3.334 ounces, 3.316, 3.314, and 3.307. And I do weigh this without the lid because this is pretty hefty packaging, but happy to see there's some use there. Lastly, for complexion, we have the setting spray I'm using, which is Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte. And this is still too heavy for the scale, even if I take off the caps. And I am enjoying this, but I feel like something about the mattifying powder in here makes it not mist out as nicely as other Urban Decay sprays, but it still is working just fine. So this is going to be here probably till end of fall, because my other setting spray I was using as a primer and setting spray for a period of the year. This I'm going to be just using as a setting spray. Next, we have my liquid cheek products. I have the Flower Beauty Lowlight Liquid Contour in Light. I am all the way down here now, which is incredible, right up here before the word liquid contour, and I'm still having a hard time getting product out. So this is going to be gone by next update for sure, which makes me so happy. I've been dedicating so much time to this. So the weights have gone from 0.746 ounces to 0.686 to 0.565 to 0.456. And I also have amazing progress on my Merit Bronze Balm and Clay. Initially, I wanted to use up half of this, and now I've decided I want to finish the whole thing. And the progress picture is going to be insane because this is all that I have left, which is so amazing. I will scoop in here and get out all the product just because I can't help myself. I will need to do that to feel like I've totally finished everything. So I definitely think that when you guys see this next, it will be scooped out, and I'm really excited to see how long that product is going to last me. And the weights on this went from 1.177 to 1.104 to 0.976 to 0.872. And then, since I am into my summer project, I've started working on my Rare Beauty Liquid Highlight in Magnetize, and I am approximately down to here. This is a really pretty golden tone, and this went from 0.509 ounces to 0.491 Moving on to eyes, when I finished that Benefit brow pencil, I moved on to the Lawless Shape Up Soft Fill Brow Pencil in Oak. And this is a little bit more creamy than the Benefit. So I actually do think I might have this finished by the end of the year, which is so exciting. I really was not thinking so as of the past couple of updates, but you can see my picture progress there. I've really been liking this. It's just a little bit too dark for me. There is one shade lighter that I think would be better, but this is a really nice pencil. And this went from 0.310 ounces to 0.309. I mean, the progress is going to be very minimal weight wise, but you can see the pictures. Then I moved on to my next eyeshadow stick. This is from Jouer in Rose Gold. I used up so much of this last year, and you can see a nice chunk of progress since last time, which is exciting. And I do think by next update, this will be in a sample jar, which is awesome. I am ready to be done with this. I don't like this as much as Laura Mercier. I don't think it is quite as pigmented, but it works perfectly as a base. So this went from 0.489 ounces to 0.477. And then last update, I brought in a pencil liner to make progress on, but I really don't think I'm gonna finish it, but I just wanted to track it for fun. This is the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in Brickell, which is the most gorgeous copper eyeliner for me. So I have made a little bit of progress there, but there's still a ton left. But you know, let me be hopeful and we'll see what happens. I think I should finish a good chunk of this by the end of the year. And this went from 0.150 ounces to 0.148. Now getting into the lip product territory, we've got some good progress here on my ColourPop and Rudolph lip scrub. Really nice progress. I'll have pictures on the screen. This went from 1.718 ounces to 1.575 to 1.445 to 1.331. And I have been counting the uses. So first I had 29 uses, then 20. Since last update, I've only used this 15 times, which is still okay. I mean, I am finally feeling like I'm seeing some good visible progress and feeling hopeful that this will be done by the end of the year. I don't have another lip scrub, so I'm not in a rush to get through it. Then for lip balms, this is what I've been using morning and night. This is the Believe Aqua Balm Overnight Lip Mask. This is gonna be here past the end of the year. There's just so much product in here. Again, I'll have pictures on the screen. And this went from 3.348 ounces to 3.250, 3.112 to 2.974. And then I did find my Jack Black lip balm, and it was in the car. It was not in the couch. So I need to apologize to my couch for saying that it eats products. But this is the Jack Black Intense Therapy lip balm. I have been keeping this in my purse, and the weight went from 0.146 ounces to 0.393. I would love for that to be finished by the end of the year, but we'll see. And then last update, I brought in a few more clear glosses that I want to use as purse balms. I want to finish all 3 of these by the end of the year. Feeling a little bit nervous about that. So first, I've got the Tower 28 Lip Jelly in Chill. I'm all the way down here, so this should be done by next update, which is exciting. Then I'll move on to the Lawless Forget the Filler Gloss in Rosy Outlook. And then once I finish this, I will move on to the M Beauty Project Lip Glaze in Candy Cane. Then I have 3 color lippies left to work on. For summer, I'm using this M Cosmetics lip cushion in on gel, and I actually feel like this is a little bit of a brighter color. I don't like it with all of my different makeup looks, so I had been pairing this with some glosses, which is actually how I got through Cashew already, is because I was using these together to help like neutral out this lip color, and I did really end up enjoying that. So I'm going to continue doing that with another gloss, and the weights on this went from 0.427 ounces to 0.404. So I have no idea how long this is going to take me because it doesn't twist back down. So really hoping I can finish that. But if not, I do definitely want to finish these glosses. So what I'm pairing the M Cosmetics with right now is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Amber. And the weights on this have gone from 1.683 to 1.669. So excited to see where this is at next update. Hopefully the stopper is pulled out by that point. And then I want to move on to the Tower 28 Lip Jelly in Chestnut, which is all the way at the top, but I do have a backup of this. So guys, that is my progress and my empties on my year-long project pan. I'm feeling so good about this. I can't wait to see what I have finished by next time. I would love to hear your thoughts on these products if you have them. I would love to know what projects you're doing and what items you're working on. I have a lot of other projects I'm doing right now that I uploaded, I think, all of those videos before this one, so definitely go check them out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.